The trial for a Belton man accused of stabbing and killing Joe Ramirez entered its second day this morning in Bell County.
4 new witnesses were brought to the stand. News 10's Madison Herber was in court all day and has more on what was uncovered.
The witnesses included 2 people who were in the bathroom the day the fight broke out, Tito Shamel and Angel Murillo. Shamel told the court he was a good friend of Joe Ramirez and was in the bathroom with Ramirez and Allison when chaos ensued, and he even caught part of it on a video that was shown to jurors today. And a Belton Police Department detective, Joshua Toulouk, whose crime scene photos from that day were revealed. Also, a friend of Allison's and acquaintance of Ramirez, Raina Barber, took the stand, where she explained that she tried to calm down Ramirez moments before the fight started. The photos from the crime scene followed a trail of blood droplets around part of the school, leading to a pool of blood where Ramirez collapsed. The detective explained that it was after getting photos of the scene he talked to a witness who provided a statement and video of the fight that started in the bathroom. Video was replayed from yesterday showing the school hallway where the boys were seen entering the bathroom and then leaving in a rush. And then the short video caught on Shamel's phone of what happened on the other side of the door was played. Shamel explaining that what he caught on video shows Ramirez taking the first swing at Allison, and then you see Allison pull out the knife before a loud scream is heard and the video cuts off. Barber said Allison didn't want to fight and just wanted to make it to graduation, and Shamel said in the moment it didn't look like Allison wanted to fight. Barber also said that Ramirez and his friends were known to fight, and Shamel saying Ramirez liked having his fights recorded, and that this fight was planned but no one expected it to happen on school grounds. Barber said it wasn't normal for Allison to have a knife on him, but she knew he had one because Allison told her he got one for protection. An altercation was described by former students that an argument broke out at a prom after party where Ramirez and Allison verbally fought over a girl. Shamel told the court that Ramirez looked surprised to see Allison in the bathroom that day, and you could feel the tension between the two. Barber is seen talking to Ramirez on the hallway security footage, visibly upset. She started to cry as she explained to the court that she was trying to tell Ramirez that the fight isn't worth it because they were about to graduate. Court wrapped up for the day just 20 minutes after a 5th witness was brought in, Josh Grimes, another good friend of Ramirez, who was also in the bathroom when the fight started. They will resume tomorrow morning at 9, where the defense will start questioning Grimes. Reporting in Belton, Madison Herber, KWTX News 10.
So let me tell you how contradictory some people are. So people are
exactly like you. Where's your outrage for this? Where's your outrage for Caysen? Because he unalived the poor child Jose in the school bathroom. Where's your outrage for this? Because you got all that smack to talk about Carmelo. But where's that same outrage for a child that looks like you? For a child that looks like your son, your nephew? Or does it not matter? Because the child that was unalive was Hispanic. Where's that same energy? Keep that up when it comes to this.
So, all this talk about Carmelo Anthony, why ain't nobody talking about Caysen Allison? Him actually being in the school. This happened in 2022. Him actually being in the school, during school, on school grounds, in the bathroom. They got into it with a boy, Joe Ramirez. Poked him multiple times with a folded poker. Multiple times. Bail set at $1 million, just like Carmelo's. However, reduced to $175,000. Also raised money. Been out on bond since 2022. Trial start this week. Also pleaded self-defense. Y'all really think we about to let y'all struck one of ours though? It just seems like it's a mental problem. It seems like the people down there got a mental problem, like they could big dog somebody. So we about to show y'all we ain't playing with y'all. Rest in peace, Joe Ramirez, because this is a fucking problem.
Hi, you guys. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this video. I am seeing this video from Belton High School in 2022. And they're comparing this to the Austin McCaff and Carmelo Anthony situation because Caysen Allison and Joe, I forgot his Ramirez. They went into a bathroom to fight. Okay, they went to the bathroom to fight. Caysen, the white boy, didn't want to fight. He was like, I just want to make it to graduation, one witness said. But Joe, the Mexican, was like, no, I want to fight. And the witness also said that he likes his fights recorded. So it's like he was fighting him or urging the white boy to fight him. And then he got like a 1-2 piece on the white boy, and then the white boy put out a knife and stabbed him. And they're like, where's the white people's outrage? Like, where's the outrage for this white boy stabbing this Mexican? But it don't fit the narrative because the Mexican is not black. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stop talking and read this article. First, I'm going to read what happened back in 2022. Then I'm going to read up to currently because the trial started Monday. So today is Wednesday, so it's the third day of trial. Caysen Allison is accused of fatally stabbing Joe Ramirez in a Belton High School bathroom in 2022 and faces a murder charge that could land him life in prison. But this also happened in Texas. So I think it's 2 hours away from where Carmelo stabbed Austin. On May 3rd, 2022, an altercation broke out between Caysen Allison, the man accused of murder, of unaliving, and Joe Ramirez in the bathroom at the school shortly before 10 a.m. But they're saying that Melo should never bring a knife to school, but Melo didn't bring the knife to, well, he did bring the knife to school because he had to get on the school bus to get there. So yes, he did bring the knife to school, but the track meet wasn't on school. And while Ramirez was taken to a local hospital in an effort to save his life, but he was unable to recover and later died. Students were sent home for the rest of the day after the incident occurred. In the days following the stabbing, the community mourned the loss of Ramirez, while a murder charge and $1 million bond was set for Allison. The police were able to obtain video that showed Allison stabbing Ramirez during a fight in the bathroom where the incident occurred. A folding knife was also found at Allison's home, covered in what police suspected was blood. Allison told police that he only stabbed Ramirez once, but when authorities examined Ramirez's body at the hospital, he was known to have been stabbed in the chest, back, leg, and arm. Now, I don't think that's self-defense. I kind of think that was, unaliving somebody. In the days after Caysen's arrest, bond was changed twice. Once when he was charged with assaulting a family member on May 9th, 2022. God dang. Which added $15,000 to his total bond amount. Oh my gosh. And a second time after he was indicted on a murder charge on June 9th, 2022, when his bond was reduced from $1 million to $175,000. Okay, y'all outraged that Carmelo stabbed this guy and got $250,000 bond, but this white kid got $175,000 bond from $1 million. Make it make sense. Selective outrage, I guess. On December 13th, 2023, a trial date was set for May of 2024, but it was delayed multiple times throughout the year. Okay, the trial was selected. Jury began on Monday, April 14th. It was expected to conclude by April 25th at the latest. So that was talking about this year. So now, a 3-day murder trial centered around Caysen's alleged involvement in the stabbing death of another student at Belton High School in 2022 continued Wednesday, which is today. It stated that the judge Wade Folker issuing a warning to these connected to Joe Ramirez, the student who died the day of the incident, emerging with other news outlet coverage on social media about the case. The defense continued its cross-examination with one of the witnesses who spoke Tuesday. He was asked why he didn't give his phone to police when the school was locked down after the stabbing occurred, and multiple refresher videos on the events that day, which drew reactionary signs from those in the gallery at one point. I don't know. It has been 3 years, the witness said. At one point, when asked about specifics on what occurred that day, when asked about why he didn't turn his phone over to officials, he responded, "They didn't ask." Okay, yeah, that's fair. Next on the stand was a student who said he was in the restroom during the incident. He testified that he was in the bathroom simply to use it and did not know the other people in the bathroom, say they were a grade older than him. He said he vaguely remembered the fight breaking out, but did not see the participants or the outcome, focusing instead on leaving the area. Ramirez's stepbrother, Jose Royals, was next and provided extensive details about events leading up to the altercation. Rios first spoke about the altercation between Caysen and Jose that occurred at an after prom party. So this was after prom. Rios said Caysen was acting aggressively toward his prom date, which caused Joe to step in, leading to a verbal altercation. Rios testified that he had been added to a Snapchat group with Caysen, allegedly suggested taking the fight to West Temple Park. Rios said the two had already fought once that morning in the school parking lot and were still trying to arrange another confrontation when they met in the restroom. Why? That was none of. I understand you got your cape, but that was none of your business to step in that people's business. If he wants to act aggressive towards his date, that's on the date. But man, you just want to find some reason to mess with this boy. Rios described the chaotic scene where Allison and Ramirez argued, with Ramirez insisting that if a fight were to happen, it should happen immediately. He said that Allison initially appeared reluctant, but ultimately engaged at one point. He said he turned around to find Ramirez bleeding and saw Allison holding a knife. After the stabbing, the witness said Caysen placed the knife in his pocket, looked at him, and fled the scene. Throughout the proceedings, the defense made several motions for a mistrial, at least 7, all which were denied by the judge. Day 2 recap. That was day 1? That was a lot. Court proceedings began after Joe Wade Folker ruled that witnesses scheduled to testify that day were to wait outside the courtroom to ensure that they didn't overhear any testimonies from others that were called to the stand. Among those who spoke, including Belton Police Detective Joshua Tolick, a male friend of Ramirez, another female friend of both Ramirez and Caysen. Some of the topics that were discussed, including crime scene photos, were taken by Detective Tolick. The where Ramirez collapsed in the hallway near where the incident occurred inside the bathroom where he was stabbed. A male friend of Ramirez, who filmed the fight on his phone and later deleted it, confirmed that there were plans between him and Allison to fight, but it was not supposed to take place on school grounds. A female friend of both Allison and Ramirez indicated that she tried to have both of them defer their conflict until after graduation. Fight it out later. I want to graduate, she told the court. So she told the court that, not Caysen. Okay, now I'm getting my facts straight. She also mentioned that she was afraid to testify as Ramirez's friend group was known for scaring and fighting people, even confirming that she would classify them as bullies. Two other male friends of Ramirez were also present that day when the stabbing took place. Went into how the conflict between the two began, which was at a prom after party held by Allison's girlfriend, and what they did after the stabbing occurred. One of the witnesses said it wasn't unusual for the group to meet up in the boys' bathroom just to hang out. You would hang out in a place where people take shits? That's crazy. And didn't know a fight would be happening. It was revealed that Ramirez started the fight and that Allison didn't want to fight. Okay. He also said that after he realized Ramirez had been stabbed, he ran from the bathroom. He also stated that he had no knowledge that Caysen was armed until Ramirez clutched his side from the wound and Caysen had closed his knife. After witness testified, but stated, oh my God, they're bad. His knowledge of the argument between Caysen and Joe was at the prom party and had no involvement in the fight. Caysen faces 5 to 99 years or life in prison if he is convicted. The trial is expected to conclude by April 25th. All right, so now we're all caught up. This is ridiculous. If Joe didn't start it, maybe he'll still be alive. That's my opinion from what I read. And maybe, just maybe, if the white boy just walked away and just said, fuck it, maybe he wouldn't be in his position either. My opinion.
So to everybody that said Melo need to go to jail, I want y'all to keep that same energy with what I'm about to show y'all. Okay, so this right here is Mr. Joe Ramirez. This is Caysen Allison, who stabbed Joe Ramirez in a school bathroom and was placed on house arrest. What are we talking about here, man? His trial actually started, I want to say either today or yesterday. And no, everything y'all said Carmelo need, this person needs. And let's be clear here. The reason that this case is not as publicized as the Carmelo case is because the assailant looks like that. And the victim looks like that. This case right here was not national news because the victim was Hispanic. And the assailant was Caucasian. Yes, I'm saying it again because I need y'all to hear it, understand this. Same situation, except the aggressor was also the unaliver. And what y'all said Melo needed, Melo needed life. He needed all this. He needed the death penalty. He needed all. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Keep that out. You know what? Y'all better not have no Cal Rittenhouse energy for this man. Y'all better not. Nope.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing out there? Say what now? Have y'all heard about this case? I think the trial started Monday. If you don't know, this young man, what the fuck is his name? Caysen Allison. Y'all gotta stop giving y'all kids names that sound like they gonna end up fucking somebody up. Caysen Allison, sorry. And this is Joe Ramirez. So again, I got to say condolences to Joe Ramirez's family. Because Caysen Allison poked him up in the school bathroom. Let me read it to you. They said he didn't want to fight. That's what two former Belton High School students said about Caysen Allison as they testified during the second day of Allison's unaliving trial. Allison, accused of poking and unaliving Joe Ramirez during a fight inside the restroom at Belton High School in 2022, is on trial in Belton, Texas. However, this is what I come here to say. First of all, my condolences to this young man's family. My condolences to this young man's family as well. Because but this what where is the YT outrage about this? Huh? This happened on school grounds in the bathroom. Everybody had friends in the bathroom at the time. But then I see a lot of the comment section. It's very different from Carmelo's comment section. Y'all saying that he was being jumped. He was being jumped. Well, that's what we saying. Carmelo was being jumped as well. So, he's using self-defense. All right. Come again? Okay. See, this is what I want to say, because this is very, very crazy, but it's so true. This young man is a Hispanic young man. This young man is clearly white. This is the reason why the comment section is very different. So we're not going to say that the real reason why you people have your attention span be so slow is because this shit is black and white. It is. If this don't apply to you, lay low. Because the very reason why y'all not all in this Caysen trial and what he done is because the victim was melanated. He was a brown baby. You wasn't in there. The video that Caysen's own friends showed in court was him hitting the boy with a poker. They said Ramirez swung first. Then they say Caysen came with the poker. He didn't hit him once. He hit him multiple times. I want you to understand this. Where is the YT outrage? Huh? He claiming the same thing as Carmelo. But Carmelo hit once. This Caysen Allison boy hit multiple times. He meant. But he causing self-defense. Y'all got to get out of here with this bullshit. And this is why. This shit is what it is. It's black and white. And why do it have to be this way, Paul? Because why is it so different when it's one of ours, but when it's one of yours? He is the hero of the country. He was standing on business. Huh? Why I didn't see nothing but in the comments for him. He was bullied. He was bullied. He was jumped. You got to get all. He had $1 million bond. They reduced it to $175K. Y'all ain't chirping. Bro, I'm trying to tell you what I'm telling you. Y'all better listen to me real quick. Ain't nobody trying to make it a race issue, but it is. They was fighting over a female. I believe it was before prom. This happened in 2022. This just not going to trial. I meant to say that. But they fighting over him. And then some of y'all swear y'all know that Carmelo and Austin were fighting over a chick. And this the same thing, ain't it sounding like? Where is the outrage is what I want to know. Where is the crying out for this young man right here? Where is the crying out for his family? Where is the crying out? Like I said, when the victim looked like me or melanated, nobody gives a damn when the perpetrator looked like this. Y'all can miss me with it. Shout out to the tick and the talk. Oh, we on y'all ass about this. I just want to hear the comments about this. Where is the outrage? Where is the outrage? Is Joe family calling his family, telling them what they gonna do to them? Just tell me. Huh? Or the Hispanic community calling his family, telling them you better move? Did anybody put his family's address online? I want to know. Tell me. I'm gonna watch this because it happened in Texas. Because I heard when the school nurse seen this young man's wound, she couldn't take it. You took him. He hit him multiple times, calling self-defense. Oh, yeah. We watching this. I'm sorry for your family's loss, Mr. Joe Ramirez. We watching this. Oh, yeah, did not neglect to mention he was out on house arrest. What y'all got to say about that?